Hello, my name is Jbear. Welcome back to my survival series. This is episode 14, and I am standing way up high in the nether, up above my newly built gold farm. You can see all the zombie pigmen running. I'm still calling them zombie pigmen. Zombified piglins running down into the middle there and falling down and dying on the hoppers. I did make one change here. I put a chest here. So that way I can stand, it's the middle, I know where to stand. So I can stand here and I can open up this chest and not have Minecraft close when I switch over to something else. So I can AFK up here, which I have done overnight. And so I am very curious to see what we've got down here. So let's go take a look. Well, look at this. I can already see that the middle chest is all completely filled up. I'm going to go down there and I'm going to climb up there and grab all that stuff. So I'm losing some items because they're despawning, but that means that this entire column is completely filled all the way to the top. And what do we have over here? Okay, so almost to the top, and this one just a little bit. Now this is on the side. Most of them fall right in the middle, so it makes sense that these ones are the most filled. Then yeah, we should see kind of the same thing over here on this side. That one's almost filled too. And before I went AFK overnight, I emptied it out. I was AFK for a few hours and got all of this in just a couple of hours. And I'm just throwing away the rotten flesh because I don't need it. So I think what I'm going to need to do with this is I'm going to need a bigger storage system for one. And they're still coming down. And I'm going to need an item sorter that separates the golden nuggets from the rotten flesh. And maybe have the rotten flesh just go right into something that burns it. Because I don't need all of this rotten flesh. What would I do with it all? Alright, so anyway, I'm very, very happy with the production that I'm getting from this thing. And I don't even know if I'm going to ever use all of the gold that I have in here right now. Well, I mean, I do want to make a zombie piglin trading hall eventually as well. But this is going to be plenty of gold for me on a single player world. But anyway, so the plan for today, I'm going to go through it. I'm going to empty this first. I'm not going to do that on camera. But I'm going to go back to my base and I'm going to take a bunch of this gold with me. And I'm going to try and build that super smelter that I was talking about in the last episode. And then we'll see where we go from there. So let's get going. Okay, look at all this rotten flesh I've thrown it all on the ground. There's 414 entities here and they're all stacks of rotten flesh. It's causing me some lag here. There we go. Instantly the lag goes away. So now I've got chests of just golden nuggets. So I'm going to craft all that up into golden bars and blocks and see how much I get. Alright, I have taken all of the gold out of the chests and turned it into gold ingots and blocks. And actually I didn't have any ingots left. It worked out perfectly that I have 9 full stacks of gold blocks. That's pretty good for just going AFK for a few hours last night, and then overnight I would say total maybe about 10 hours or so, maybe 12 hours, I'm not really sure. But that is a lot of gold. It's going to go a very long way, so I'm going to grab all of this. I'm going to grab all of my equipment and items out of these chests, and I'm going to head back over to my base. And I'm going to start working on that super smelter that I've been talking about for so long. Oh wow, I have an army of pigmen. What the heck? Why are there so many of these guys running around my base right now? These guys don't attack villagers, do they? I don't think they do. I think just zombies attack. Zombies and pillagers are the only ones that attack villagers. Wow. Well, you know what? I'm gonna go to sleep. I don't know if I can sleep with all these guys around. Probably not. Oh yeah, I guess I can. Because they're not hostile. I'm gonna deal with these the easy way. And that is, I'm gonna come up here. And I'm going to go get in a boat. And I'm going to sail away a couple hundred blocks and let them despawn. Because I really don't want to get in a fight with 100 zombie pigmen in my base. I was not expecting to come back and find that there. So I'm definitely going to need to do something about my nether portal and keeping these guys from getting in my base like this. Okay, I'm returning to my base. Let's see if that took care of them all. Yes, it did. Looks like they are all gone. So that was a pretty simple solution. Just run away and let the problem solve itself, right? Let me just make sure there's none up here. Yep, looks like we are good. They are all gone. That is good to see. I did not want to try to fight all those pigmen in my base. Alright, so I'm going to put all of this stuff away that I'm carrying around, and we're going to get started on the super smelter and moving all of these crafting tables and workstations and things, and putting some type of work area over here, and also doing something more about this here, these elevators and the drop that I have that lead down to my spawner. Maybe make this look a little bit nicer as well. Okay, so you can see I have built a super smelter back here. And over here I have taken some time to clean up this area. Well, it's not exactly cleaned up. I still have cleanup work to do here. But I have taken and made this area look nice. And we can still see the water stream up here. See the items flowing through. I wanted to keep that because I wanted to be able to see items flowing through and items coming up the bubble elevator. I did hide as much as I could of all of the redstone and hoppers and things back in this area. There's a couple openings here, but I couldn't do anything about that to block that. And same thing over here. We can kind of see a little bit behind here, but it's mostly all covered up now. I don't know if I'm going to leave it open to the sky that we can see it from above. I will probably cover that up on top eventually, but for now we can see up to the sky here. Now the way this super smelter works, you don't see any input chests right now because it's hidden back here behind these trapdoors as part of my design. So the chest up here, that's where I would put coal, and then whatever I need to smelt would go into this minecart. So like if I wanted to do these stone and turn them into smooth stone, I can put them in there, close that, flip this switch, and the minecart starts going back and forth, dropping items into the chest. And then to pick them up, I can flip this switch, and it will send another minecart with a hopper out, and it'll drop the items off right here. So it is really, really nice having this. It makes smelting so much easier than just having a stack of them out there. And this didn't even take that long to build. This is a design by Cubfan, and it's actually pretty simple, really. Oh, I can't get in right here. Let's go in right here. It's just got, this hopper minecart runs back and forth underneath the furnaces to pick up the items, unloads everything into the hopper down into this chest, and you can see it's done all 64 of them now. And then there's 2 carts with chests that run back and forth on hoppers to load the system. So it's actually pretty simple, pretty easy to do. It didn't take me very long at all. In fact, it took me longer to figure out what I wanted it to look like as far as decorations go. But anyway, I'm really happy with the Super Smelter and the way that this looks. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go build a farm, maybe 2. I'm not really sure exactly what I'm going to build, but I've been wanting to build a cactus farm for a little while. It's going to go right back here. I've already got some of the materials gathered for it, so it's going to go right in this area. And the other farm I still want to build is a wheat farm, which might go someplace back here as well. So we'll see. I'll figure out exactly where these things are going to go. Okay, so you can see I have a small cactus farm in place down here. And the way that this works is that the cactus will grow, and when it gets up next to the fence will try to attach to it. And since the cactus does not like having anything next to it, it will pop off, fall down in this water, come down here into this channel. Somehow I got a pumpkin in my hand. Oh, it's because stuff is flowing through there. Anyway, it'll flow down into this, which takes it down into a water channel, which brings it underneath the ground and ultimately will flow into my main storage system over here. So it's not a very fast farm, but I don't really need that much cactus. I mostly just need it for dye. Oh, there was one that popped off right there. I need it for dye and maybe just for cactus, just at times, like if I need it to destroy items, like if I throw this pumpkin on here, it destroys the item, so that's really the only use for it, but it is nice to eventually have as much cactus as I need, and so I'm happy with this. And if it proves to not be enough, the way that this design works is I can put another layer on top of it. And there's another one that just popped off, so they're popping off pretty quickly here, but I can put another layer on top. Like I can take and put more slabs and everything up on top up here, and another water channel that then flows down into the middle, but I don't think I'm ever going to need much more than what I've got here. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to build 3 farms, and they're all going to be kind of combined into one. It's going to be a wheat, potato, and carrot farm, and maybe beetroot. I don't know. I don't know if beetroot can be done the same way. I'm going to have to take a look. But I'm thinking it's going to go kind of right back into this area. And the way that this farm works is very, very much like what we have going on over here in the village breeder, where we have a farmer in here harvesting, and we don't have 2 villagers in there, we have just one, and we have one outside that he tries to throw the carrots and everything to, but it doesn't quite make it, and it falls down into my collection system. So that's what I'm going to work on next, right over in this area here. Alright, so you can see I am standing in front of a great big mess. I still have a lot of cleanup work to do to get rid of all the scaffolding and everything, but I have 4 farms here now. There's a wheat farm. And the way this one works is that the villager, his inventory will get filled up with seeds and wheat, and he has nothing to do with it. He has no other villagers that he can share with and make bread. He can't put it in the composter, so he just drops it on the ground. And underneath, there's a bunch of hoppers that will collect it and send it into my storage system. Now, I was going to use a minecart with a hopper and rails underneath, but I couldn't get it to work the way I wanted it to, and so I gave up on that idea and just went with the hoppers. Then the next level here is a carrot farm, and the way this one works is that villager will harvest the carrots and he will then throw them to this guy here. And I eventually need to get some bells and put them behind this villager, because that will cause him to come over here more frequently and to share his carrots, and he will try to throw them to him, but they'll get pulled down by these hoppers and sent down into my storage system. And if we go up another level, we have a potato farm. This one is still being filled out. I have not gotten any potatoes out of the system yet, and this guy is no longer a farmer. I don't know why, but these guys for some reason keep losing their profession, and I don't know what's up with that. It happened with this one up here before too, and where is he? I'm missing a villager. Good thing I didn't take... Oh, there he is. Yeah, and he's losing his profession too. So I don't know what's up with it. These 2 guys on top keep losing their profession, and I don't know why. I'm going to have to try to fix that. But anyway, this is all built. I do need to put a roof on it. I do need to clean up all of this mess here, and there's some other stuff down at the bottom that I need to clean up. I've got a bunch of chests sitting around, beds, and I've got to do something about the bottom of this and make all this look nice. But the farm is built. It's up and running, except for the 2 top levels with those guys. I'll have to figure out what's up with them. And then I also built this. I didn't create a time-lapse video of this, that I put a building around the cactus farm. And this needed something because the cactus, they were popping off and landing on the grass, and so it needed a building, and I wanted a building around it anyways. So I'm pretty happy with how these both turned out. The only problem is those villagers that aren't farmers anymore. And everything is flowing into this system here, which I'm going to have to redo a little bit. I am overflowing with pumpkins. They're now starting to flow into these chests over here, so all of these ones are completely filled with pumpkins. And so what I think I'm going to do with both melons and pumpkins is when they start overflowing, they're going to move out of this system and go to a disposal area, because I don't need that much. I can only trade so fast with these guys. I'm going to have more farmers eventually to get more emeralds, and that way I'll be able to trade the other things that we are going to be getting, the carrots and the wheat, beetroot and potatoes. But for now, I can't trade fast enough to get rid of all of the melons and pumpkins that I have, so having some more farmers around will be a good idea. So I'm going to work on this system. I have to finish up some things over there. There is still a little bit more work to do in this area to finalize this, but I'm pretty happy with it. I'm happy with how both farms turned out. But that's all I have time for in this episode. And we made a lot of progress this time. We built a super smelter, a cactus farm, and then all of these other farms here. So if you like this video, please click like and leave a comment down below. And if you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe. I'll see you next time.